Hey CC community, I'm here with a very, very special human being. Her name is Chelsey. Chelsey is a client of mine. She is also a part of the CC community as well. And I am here to, for one, introduce her to you guys because she is so amazing and has such a wonderful story. And she's just very special to us. So hi.
Hi.
Thanks for being here, Chelsey.
Absolutely.
I want you to tell our community a bit about you, your story, how you came to find out about us. So
Okay.
just kind of start with where you're comfortable with telling us about your journey.
So I am a radiation therapist, and I've been a radiation therapist for 15 years and had some signs of breast cancer that I have known about. So these signs are things that we learned about in school, and it was just this, I knew something was wrong. I knew something needed to be taken care of. And so at the age of 40, I was diagnosed.
It's okay. That's all right. You're with people that love you here, so you take your time.
So at 40, I was diagnosed with breast cancer, ER, PR positive, HER2 negative. So everybody was telling me like, oh, if you're gonna get cancer, this is the one you wanna get because it's slow growing and everything's gonna be fine. Everything's gonna be wonderful. So with all the testing and everything done, I was told that the only thing I needed to do was either have a double or have a mastectomy and we could be done there, or I could have radiation with a lumpectomy and I would have the same prognosis either way. And with my past history, I have a lot of fibrotic masses, and so I didn't want to deal with the process anymore of having biopsy after biopsy. So I chose to have a double mastectomy. And when they went in for my surgery and went for the sentinel nodes, everything looked fine. All the nodes, he said, felt normal, looked normal. So they only took the 3 sentinel nodes, and they both came back positive for cancer. So I had to have the rest. So I had to have the rest of my nodes removed from my axilla, and that is considered metastatic breast cancer. And so immediately started chemotherapy and did pretty well, I guess you could say, through chemo compared to some of the stories I heard from other people. But I had plenty of side effects and went through plenty of things that I never ever want even my worst enemy to go through. And then had radiation after that, and radiation, because I work in that department, I was literally treated in my own department, and then I would go to work every day. I would get off the table and start working on the same machine that I was just treated on.
You're a badass, girl. You are.
As a female, as a person, you lose sight of who you are and who you were, because it's just literally cancer, and your mindset is, how do I survive this? How do I get through another day? Especially when you have kids and a family,
And they had a really hard time seeing you like that.
Yes. Yeah.
I remember you telling me.
You probably feel like you have to be strong for them.
Yeah.
Absolutely. My children literally thought they were going to kill me. My immune system I finished chemo in December and it still hasn't recovered, and it's July and they don't know why. Usually it takes only a couple months to recover, and I'm still what you would call neutropenic. I don't have white blood cells. to take care of infections and things along those lines. And so my children were terrified that they were going to bring something home from school and kill me. So, yeah. One of my girlfriends was a part of a group out of Silverdale, and they were throwing this New Year, New You get together in Port Orchard. And she invited me to come along, and one of the tables there was Uniquely Yours, Terry Wallen, and you got to make your word of the year. And
we love Terry.
Yeah.
She's awesome.
So, like, I never take that off, and I took it off today, and I didn't put it on. But Terry and I started talking about what I was going through, because it was so emotional to try to figure out my word of the year, what I wanted to live by.
Right.
And she told me about Cancer Concierge, because she was like, oh, you live in Gig Harbor. There's this amazing group called Cancer Concierge. Have you ever heard of them? And I was like, no, which is so hard. Like, I remember thinking, like, how have we not heard of you? Like,
well, we're still so new.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which, yes, totally realized. But, like, working in the industry, I was like, oh my gosh, I have to know what this is. Like,
Yeah.
I have to know what somebody within my community is helping cancer patients. Like, it wasn't not only for me, but it was also, like, I wanted to be able to take what you guys were doing and tell my patients about it and introduce it to the hospital.
Yes.
And
love it. Yes. That's the goal.
Yeah. So, yeah, I reached out.
I remember your skin and
Yes.
your eyes from the chemo. You were really struggling with some dryness and the
Yes.
watering, and you were hurting. And Annie, you know, our co-founder, Annie Wold, who I adore, she sent me the message right away, and
Yes.
then I was just like instantly like, okay. I researched, you know, all the products, out of the products that I had, what would be best for you. And so already I'm just like gaining as much information as I can. Then I was so happy that you came to the grand opening of my spa, or my new location of my spa. And I was so excited to meet you, just to at least make that initial connection.
From there, I came in and I think of it as my consultation. And we just sat here and talked, and you know, like, I figured it would be not only to talk about the side effects and what I was dealing with, but just kind of like just how the spa could help me in that time. But it became you just here we go again. You just allowing me to have a safe space.
And I remember we sat here and we talked for like, I don't know, what seemed like 2+ hours.
Yes, and
yeah, it was.
You allowed me to talk. You allowed me to talk about things that I was terrified by. Sorry. You allowed me to talk about, like, a lot of people, and I don't want to hurt people's feelings, but a lot of people, when they find out that you have cancer, want to skim across it because it's a hard thing to talk about. And people have been touched by cancer at some point in their life, and it's not easy. It's not a fun topic. Nobody wants to hear about that disease. Nobody wants to hear about it. And so you have a tendency to, I mean, it was obvious that I was going through, or had been going through chemo. I had no hair. I had no eyelashes or eyebrows. I didn't feel judged. I didn't feel that anything should have been left off the table, that I could talk to you about how scared I was and where I was at mentally and physically. And you listened. You never downplayed anything. You never made me feel
Chelsey, I'm just in awe. I was in awe of your bravery, your warrior spirit, your ability to manage what you're going through and work full time and take care of your family. And I just knew you were in the right place with the right person, and I just knew then and there you and I had a special connection. I knew that however you needed me in whatever capacity, I would be there, because in my profession, especially being a more somatic, intuitive skin therapist, even alone from that, then being part of a nonprofit for cancer, I've just always felt that was just my, I don't know if you say role, but that I truly want to hold space, and I just wanted to make you feel loved and seen and heard and valued, and know anytime you walked into this room, we were gonna talk, we were gonna give you a facial, we were gonna do energy work, like whatever, and again, as a nonprofit, that's what we do. We're all about giving you the resources. We are about, showing you the love in whatever capacity you need it, and meet needs where you are. I just immediately just had so much respect for you and everything you were going through, because personally I have never gone through that, and just getting to know you so personally, and the way we are when we're doing facials and we're talking, and I just admire you so much, and nobody can ever know and appreciate the resilience and bravery that it takes, and you've done it so gracefully. And to know also what you go through personally with it, I'm just honored to even be a part of your journey.
I'll tell you, there was love instantly sitting down on that couch. Like, you exude it, and you make people so comfortable.
Thank
And
you.
yes,
Thank
yeah,
you.
I knew I was in such a safe spot here.
You are.
And
You
it made
will be.
a huge difference.
I love you.
Yeah. Oh. What you did for me beyond giving me a safe space here, you tailored everything, that the treatments that I had for my skin and all my side effects, you tailored everything to my overall well-being and detoxification. You tailored it to the injuries that were my body and my side effects and everything along those lines. And you also did it, like you said, you researched everything so that I had plant-based organic products that I need as a survivor, as a breast cancer survivor. I need the chemicals taken out. I need,
exactly,
all those toxins removed from me so that I can have one extra way to fight this not coming back.
Right. The more I learn, the more I keep studying, the more I keep educating, taking courses, it is so needed. It is so needed. And the nurturing, the healing, getting back in touch with nature, our inside is our microcosm, and we are a microcosm of the universe and everything that's going on in it, and so as much as we can nurture and heal each other through, food and plant-based products and ingredients, it's absolutely my mission. Having more professionals like you in the industry and who have gone through it is, it's important for your voices to be heard and for people to know that this needs to change. Yeah.
How am I now? I'm doing all right now. Definitely had plenty of ups and downs, a lot of different side effects from medication, from chemo, radiation. I was able to handle the side effects pretty well, since that's the industry that I work in, and knew what I needed to do. So now is just getting my medications so that I can feel human again and start bringing things that I loved and enjoyed about my life before cancer back into my life after cancer, as well as finding out that I do have limitations now because of the surgeries that I've been through and the different things that I've been through. And so because of those limitations, I need to find out the things, new things that bring me joy and discovering those. So that's the journey I'm on right now. And for the most part, like, things are good, things are happy. I can look back on this and cry.
Right.
I can look back on this situation and I can also smile.
Yeah.
Because of what I have been through, now I can go to work and I feel like I have made an impact on so many of my patients now.
Without a doubt.
The patients that are scared of what radiation is and what the treatment is going to do to them because they've only
It's
heard
a mindset, right?
Yes.
It's so much a mindset.
Yeah, and they've heard all these horrible stories about what radiation does to you, and now I can not only say, yes, I've been doing this for 15 years, but I laid on that table just like you did. I got those tattoos, I went through 25 treatments, and I understand now what you're hearing, what you're feeling, where it hurts, where,
That's invaluable.
and it has changed my relationship with my patients to this amazing.
It's beautiful.
It is
Beautiful.
really, and then, yes, I feel like that is this positive outcome that God has given me and said, hey,
Yeah.
take this situation and build upon it and help others.